available from here on out. So everything from here on out's recording. Today, I want to do a quick review. If we have a break, I'm not going to spend much time on Rock Andy. I would like one of you guys to play Rock Andy for me, if anybody feels confident in it. It don't have to be perfect by all means. We all have struggling bandwidth, so we'll use that as an excuse. And then we went through Cluck Old Hen yesterday, or last week, but it was kind of a quick and dirty lesson. So I'm going to go back and play that again for you guys. Tony sent me an email about some little tricks with the harmonics, and I'm going to try to address that. And then we'll do our breakout rooms. And actually, I'll go ahead and send Arlo, Joanne, Judy, and Bo into their breakout room so that you all can get started. Is that cool with everybody? Okay, and then I'll bring you back with a few minutes before class. So let me see this. Breakout room 1.
Just to confirm with you, Montana, I think I'm gonna have to record from this computer whenever we do our breakout room so that we can access that later. Is that right?
You might.
I'll do it just in case. I think that might need to happen.
Yeah, you'll have to record once you go in breakout rooms. Only the main session is going to be recorded.
Good.
Okay.
So individual breakout room, you'll need to record it separately.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Whoever
Thank you. Yeah.
popped in there. We are new at this. Have some of y'all just been doing breakout rooms for everything that you do? I'm sure. And Bo. So I'm gonna send you guys on in there. Don't need this. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. And so you guys will have to join that. We'll lose some of our grid here. And Judy, they're waiting on you. You've got to click to join into that breakout room. Can't tell if her screen's frozen or what. All right. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So again, do we have any brave souls that would like to display Rock Andy for us?
I'll try it. I'll be brave.
What a good sport. All right. Thank you, Kate.
Keep your expectations low, everybody. Of course, you can play it when nobody's listening, right? One time through?
Whatever you want to do, whatever moves you. But yeah, one time through is sufficient. You get, you pass. It's a pass-fail class, so.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. That was great. Thank you. Thank you, Kate. I really enjoyed that. That was wonderful, and I appreciate that it was not exactly the way that I taught it to you. You made it your own. You obviously listened to some versions of Rock Andy to kind of figure out what you like and what you want to accentuate, which is what all of this is about. I had a professor at Moorhead tell me one time, you should never even attempt to play the song until you've listened to it 100 times. Have any of y'all ever done that? Because I can't resist the urge, right? So, you know, I listened to it a handful of times and I'm like, oh man, that is just so cool. I'm going to try to play it. And then it just train wrecks. But it's true. The more that you listen to that tune and the more that you listen to the influences that you like, you know, I love Ola Belle Reed, and I've listened to her for years and tried to not only pick up her banjo style, but also her vocal styles. And it's helped me. So, but great job. Okay. Thank you. So I'm going to revisit Cluck O' Hen for everybody, and we'll just kind of go through a little bit. If you have questions, ask questions. But if you feel like if y'all feel like you understood and took to Cluck O' Hen last week and you feel good on it, by all means, I'll go through it once. You tell me like we're over this, we're done with it, and let's move on. Okay. So here's the tune, slowed down a little bit. We're in G modal again. Again, the fiddle will play it in A. So normally we'd be up here, but we're just going to do G because it's easy. Feel free to play along. All right, here we go. We're going to do it at kind of a slow pace. 2, 3, 4. So that was the most basic version. I'm going to do some more things. Excuse me for the little coughs. I did a hike up the hill right before this class and just like sucking wind and it was freezing air. So I haven't really caught my breath all the way. So I'm going to do it again and do some things. A lot of the stuff that I do is just to add variety and to add different things to it. It's just by adding bends. We talked about that last week. Doing pull-offs and hammer-ons. Another option for that B part is kind of accentuating that slide. I'm sliding on the 4th string from 3 to 5 and going. And again, did anybody have success with a? Anybody have success with that? Did anybody give that a shot and try to incorporate it? Eileen? Yeah. It's fun. And it's just kind of like you kind of have that little pause there. And, you know, I'm a big mover when I play, you know, trying to find the rhythm and stuff like that. I put my whole body into it. Tony sent me an interesting video and was asking some questions. There's all kinds of versions of this, and the fiddle, a lot of times they'll, do I have a fiddle out? No, I don't. Anyway, if you ever see a fiddle player play it, sometimes they'll pluck the strings and they'll go, bah, 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 da, 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 da. And they're literally, you know, plucking the strings, bah, 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 open. And so Tony sent me a video about harmonics. Do we all know what the harmonics on our banjo are? So if you go up to the 12th fret, and most people's on your binding here on your neck, you will have dots along your fretboard, right, to indicate 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12. And your 12th fret will be doubled. You'll have double dots on your 12. So if you put your finger on the 12th fret and kind of strike it, just use your thumb or something, use a finger and strike it, you'll get a different tone than if you go back to 11, right? And that's a harmonic. That is where the scale of the banjo starts over. After 12 frets, we get a brand new start. So this note here is a D sharp. My first fret, first string, it's a D sharp. My 13th fret, that's a D sharp too. And so a trick with the harmonics, you hear people, I do that a lot. And a trick with it is if you pluck it and then also kind of pull your finger off from it, like, and let that note, it'll keep ringing. I had Raymond McLean as a director and as a teacher at Morehead State. And if you've ever met Raymond, he is a character. He's one of the most talented musicians I have ever known. But he's so funny because we would end a song and he would just go like, do you hear it? And we'd be like, he's like, the music, it's still going. Can you hear it? And like testing our frequency range or something like that. I don't know, it was wild. But that's how I think of harmonics, like, do you hear it? And if you kind of press on the head, you can manipulate it a little bit. So I tried to work on that technique that you sent me, Tony, at the 19th fret. This guy was doing a cluck. But I couldn't really hear much of a difference. I don't have a scoop neck banjo. Maybe some of y'all do. So it's not necessarily comfortable for me to get there. But what you can do for that B part of Cluck O' Hens, you can incorporate your harmonics if you want to get froggy with it. So all I'm doing there is I'm going to my 3rd string at the 12th fret, and I'm going back to the 3rd string, 12th fret. So that'll be cluck, cluck, hen, cluck, cluck, hen. And that's just a little fun thing that you can do with your harmonics, right? So you can add that into your playbook. And if you didn't know about harmonics, now you do, and you can start to manipulate those. I tried to do this last week, but I was kind of out of shape, so I couldn't do it. So I'm just going to do it for the purpose of y'all coming back into your practice recording here, the figure 8. So it's literally a figure 8, all right? If any of y'all follow Clifton Hicks, who's a banjo player and a YouTuber, he's got millions of videos on YouTube. He often uses the figure 8. So to break this down, what you're going to do, don't worry about your left hand. You're going to go down with your right hand, up, back down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So I'm going down with I'm using all 4 of these fingers, right? Because why just put stress and strain on one finger? You've got 4 here. So go down, come back up with your thumb, down, thumb, down, thumb, down, thumb. Okay. If you want to get squirrely with it, you can hit the back of this bridge to make you cluck. Okay. There it is. So all I'm doing there, it's kind of a messed up figure eight, you know, and keeping up with that pattern. If it doesn't work for me, I don't let it, you know, I alter it. I come up with something else that works within my rhythm scheme, right? So with Cluck O' Hen, we're going, so I'm going down, so it's down, up, down, just try that. And you just kind of like, you know, you can manipulate your notes, and I can play that note without my right hand, right? So that's kind of what we're doing. We're going. You have to be forceful with your left hand, though. And accurate. Anybody need that slowed down anymore? All right. I'll show you one last tip and trick for Cluck O' Hen, and then we're going to move on. Also, since this starts over, you can do all that melody right on the first string, right? Ah. As you can see, I don't do that often. It's a little bit showboaty, but it is cool. You can do the B part too. Y'all need me to holler out those frets? Yeah, okay. So 12, 17, 15. So 12, 17, 15. 12, 17, 10. 12, 17, 15, 17, 12, 10, 8, 5. That was a brain buster. Then the B part is easy. It's just 5, 5, 5, 8, 5, 3, 5, 8, 10, 12, 10, 8, 5. Cool. So that's all my tips and tricks for Cluck O' Hen. Would anybody like to hear it all the way through one more time?
I
With those things
I
in-
didn't hear all the numbers for the B part.
Oh, B part. Okay. You ready? 5, 8, 5, 3. 5, 8, 10, 12, 10, 8, 5. Yeah. If you get comfortable enough with this, you'll have to do that as a pull off, the 12, 10. Because you can't just go. You might be able to if you're slick, but I can't do it. I gotta do it. So, we'll go through the whole tune one more time at a moderate pace, just for y'all to have a recording. So here's Clock O' Hand again. So I quit. All right, any questions on that? Lingering questions?
So the figure 8 you're doing at the beginning of the B part?
Yes. Myself, I'm choosing to do one is a figure 8. So what I'm doing when I'm going behind the strings is not technical. I guess, it's not an 8, so it doesn't really, it's derivative of the figure 8, if you will. But it's just like having your elbow on a hinge. Ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da 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 da.
And what about doing it not below the bridge?
Excuse me, was there a question?
What about doing the figure 8 not below the bridge, but the way you did it initially?
You can, yeah. And I often do that. Does that help? Cool. Just checking to make sure that the breakout room is cool. All right. So, ready to move on? All right. So we got about half the class left, which I think it's healthy to do a review and get more in depth after you guys have had some time to sit with this and practice and get it under your own fingers. And then we review for a little while, get through any burning questions, and then we move on. All right. We won't go so in depth every time. So the next tune is Boatin Up Sandy. And I wanted to do another modal tune before we moved on. Anybody heard Boatin Up Sandy before? It is one of my favorite fiddle tunes. Gosh, who is responsible for Boatin Up Sandy, really? Art Stamper played it a lot, as well as Paul David Smith, who we talked about last year, who's kind of our fellow from Cowan Creek. I heard it from Jesse Wells as a student. They put out a CD for the Morehead State that was, I don't want to call it trash, but it was kind of trash, except for the 2 songs. How do you spell that song, Boatin Up Sandy? Where's Elizabeth's one?
The first word that you're saying, is it boatin'?
Boatin', yeah, like a boat, like you're boating up Sandy, but it's with a apostrophe. Boatin Up Sandy. I think, did everybody get that Spotify playlist? I sent it out today. I'm sure everybody doesn't have Spotify, but I think it's on that list. And it's one of my favorite tunes. And I looked all over the place for that version of the Morehead State. The very last song at the end of the record is Boatin' Up Sandy, but it was Jesse Wells, only him. He's playing a fretless banjo and fiddle. And it's just, it just shakes you to your core. It's awesome. It's really good, but I can't ever find it. So let me play it for you. It's very simple. Like when you break it down in the sense of G modal, again, it would be played in A modal with the fiddle. It's very simple. It's going to be kind of easier than what we've just done. But the thing about it is that this is one that you can practice kind of meditating on and driving it, right? So here it goes. Fell off the rails. So it's a fairly simple tune, but like that driving melody, the fiddle, they do a cool double stop slide that's like so that's why we are kind of railing on this fourth string. Do that with me on 3. I'm just going 4, 4, hammering on the 3rd string, and then hammer 2, 1, 4, 4, hammer 2, 1. So put it in context. 1, 2, 3. Change. All right. So that lick one more time. Beginning. All right. Then we start the second lick over just the same. All right. So if you guys don't do drop thumbs, you're gonna learn how to do them today. You're gonna learn today. This is a great tune. This is a tune that I often use for students to practice their drop thumb, to make them do it. Because you can't really get that without it. So what we're going to do, remember the drop thumb. Index thumb or whatever you use for your picker. It's going to go 1, 2, 1, sorry, 1, 2, 1, 2. See my right hand? And then we're going to go to the third string. 1, 2, 1, 2, bend, 3. And I've had students ask me a lot about kind of getting this in there. Let me bring this up a little closer so y'all can see. Whatever you're doing, just fine. Hello. So. Y'all hear that little 5th string pop in there? That's how I keep my rhythm going. I tell my students all the time, let gravity do its thing and get that thumb in there as much as you can. Even if it's sloppy like that. All right, so let's review that that first part. All right, here's Boatin Up Sandy. Is this a good angle for everybody? Cool. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Feel comfortable? Cool. Let's get on into it. So that to finish up that lick, we're gonna go. And y'all hear how it's not like. It's more like. I'm kind of rocking my right hand to where this middle finger is kind of, I don't know how to describe it really. My index finger is still my picker. It's gonna hit the melody note. My middle finger is the one that's kind of just hitting that first string as my, rhythmic notation. I've never pointed that out to anybody before, but now that I hear it, I feel like it's worth to. So it's not just. So make it delicate, but driving. You know what I'm saying? So that ending lick, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're gonna slide 3 to 5, then hit the open second string. Hammer on the 3rd fret. I think that's right. Just slowing it down, always messing me up. Okay. Yes, the slide is on the 1st string. If I have a hard time with that, I don't know about y'all, but I will pick the melody out with my thumb or my index finger or something like that and just find the bare bones of it. Because unlike the fiddle, unlike the fiddle and non peculiar, we're not trying to get every single note that we can in there. We're doing a lot of bare bones things, and we're doing accents and pushes and drive, because we are the drive in a string band, okay? Don't let anybody tell you any different. So the whole A part, I'm gonna play the whole A part for y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going. That little lick right there, the hammer on, drop thumb, 1, 2, pull off on the 3rd string. All this is on the 3rd fret, pretty much. Break that down one more time. Hammer on, drop thumb, pull off, pull off. So if I just pick it, one more time, slow it down, play it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna move on to the B part, and then we'll come back to A, and then we're gonna bring our friends back in here for the last few minutes of class. B part's pretty easy. It's a lot like Rock Andy. I do the rate. I always mess this up. Let me pause the recording to find. Okay. And yeah, it takes just a little bit. Just to learn those little licks, those little small pieces that will fit it together. And if you also find a fiddle playing this, a recording of a fiddle, that will help. And the parts that are a little too much or a little too, just omit them, move on from them, and find out what works. All right. And until you can build up to it. No harm in that. So B part, again, a lot like Rock Andy. You can start at the 5th fret, or you can slide. That's a just pull off 2, and then start at 3. 3, 7, 5, 7, 3. Ah. That's the difference of the ending lick right there. And then you can do your rakes. That's the same exact part as the A part. So I'll go back to the A part. Ready? something I was gonna tell y'all that you can do there. Oh, a thing that I'll do that we'll get into more later. I do this kind of thing, like it's called a ghost note. We'll get into this more later, especially when we do singing tunes. But all I'm doing there is on the 3rd fret, 1st string. It's just kind of, remember how we talked how we can make these things sing without really doing anything? I'm just kind of doing a little pull off. That'll come with practice, as with everything. And when I speed it up, so I do it on the A part in Boatin Up Sandy. It's used a lot as a filler, and it's a very kind of Kentucky banjo thing. Brett Ratliff does it all the time. Kevin Howard, George Gibson does it a lot. John Haywood does it a lot, and I picked it up from all of them. So, any questions that I can answer for y'all right now? We cool? All right, let's bring the rest of them back in here. How do I do that? Okay. So they'll be here in about a minute, I think. Yeah. So. So raise your hand for me if you have Spotify and you got the Spotify playlist. All right, so a good majority of people. All right, cool. For those of you that don't have Spotify, I can send you like, I don't know, screenshots to the email for you to look up on your own if you like, on YouTube or something like that. And again, I created an email thread for us today just for ease of sharing. There's a lot of stuff coming in from Cowan School. There's a lot of emails coming in from Zoom. So I just made us our own little email thread to where we could talk, we could share anything that you all want to put in there. Yes, Spotify is free to download. Thanks for bringing that up. And hello, everybody. Hey.
Hey.
Spotify is free to download, but you might have to put up with some commercials or ads or some junk like that. So, how'd it go, guys? Yeah, feel a bit better about everything now. Feel better about your banjo. Don't want to throw it away.
Yeah, it was a good session. We went through the bum ditty, which most everybody seems to have pretty well, the strum down. And we're now working on coordinating right and left hand with Bilim Cabbage Down.
Oh yeah, what a classic.
Yeah, buddy.
If everybody else did not play Boatin Cabbage Down in their beginning stages, then you need to go back and do it, because that's like a rite of passage.
For real. And it wouldn't be fair to the rest of us that had to
I
learn.
was talking about Raymond McLean earlier. Raymond McLean, it's the most boring tune. I'll just go ahead and tell you, it's like 4 notes. But I have never seen somebody make that the most interesting tune. But Raymond McLean makes it just, he grandstands with it. It's awesome.
I don't think I've ever seen him play that.
Oh, it's insane. He does it on the fiddle, and it's insane.
Oh, wow.
So you can do a lot with a little. And on that note, we will depart for the evening. Yeah, it was great to see y'all this week. I'll be back next week. I'll send y'all the recording and get y'all lined up, and y'all let me know. Just send any questions or anything like that to the Banjo Baddies email.
Great, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, bye-bye.
See you next week.
Thanks.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Arlo was great.
Yeah, we know.
Thank y'all.
We know.
Thanks,
See you.
Montana.
Have a good
Thanks,
night.
Montana.
Bye.